Hello and welcome to Fundy Fortunes. I'm Natalie. I'm an empath and intuitive card reader. I'd like to welcome you to the Fundy Fortunes channel. And any information you want to know about us, me, I say yes because that means spirit guides and the cards. Um, but any information you need to know about the channel is all below in the description box. The address to my website, Fundy Fortunes. You can find us on Facebook as well. And if you want to befriend me personally on Facebook, just put this in there really, really quick. Please say the connection between us is YouTube. Okay? That way I know, because I had some trouble there the other day with somebody just kind of come in off the fly, and it turned out to be a little strange, and it wasn't my cup of tea, so it took me a while to block them off, but I blocked them. So if you go to my website, you'll see all the information there for private readings. And how to get a hold of me, which is through there, the contact form, or you can email me directly. And also you'll find on the page, there's a donate button. I guess most of the readers are doing this now. And the donate button, any money, should anyone feel inclined to donate any money, it's to the channel. And what that means is all money comes through the donate button into the channel, the money's put back in on new equipment and new supplies. So that for me personally, it is to deliver a better product to you. This webcam is not the best it could do. Although I've been told by other people around the house, and people that know me, that the camera is very kind to me. And when I take a good look at and I review the videos, I would have to agree. Because I got an old face like a road map here. I wear my lines, I wear my years and my scars right here on my face. For some reason, the channel doesn't show that. The camera doesn't show that. And this is an online camera as well. So we're aiming for some new equipment like a standalone webcam where I have a pause button and nice nifty little extras like that. New cards are always, I heard one reader on here, she has 19 decks. I have 2. 3 counting the playing cards, because sometimes I like using them as well for divination. And laptop is an antique, so to deliver the best professional looking service for you, and to make it easier for your eyes to view and maybe your ears to listen, we would like to up the ante a little bit. The quality is not where it should be, and I'm very, very well aware of that, but I've worked with what I have. So I'd also lastly like to thank you for all your comments, your likes, your shares. And if you haven't done so, please, that little red button down below that says subscribe, that's always free. And you can subscribe to the channel, and all that means is that the next time I post a video, Fundy Fortunes, you'll get an email notification that I've done so. All right, so this evening, this is for all 12 signs. It's a general reading, and I'd like to get right into it, if we may. And I've already shuffled and cleansed the cards with my Fundy rocks that were discovered on the beach. And I've drawn as well. I use my Oceanic deck for the general reading. And that's by Jane Wallace. And then for my significator card, I use a new deck that is simply called Tarot. And it is written by Bridget Reed, and the tarot card illustrations are by Colin Howard. And there's the book there. And these are the backs of the cards. And they're huge. And they're fun to shuffle, let me tell you. Okay. So that's the significator card. This card here gets read at the end. And it's very significant to the overall reading of the Oceanic card. Alright, so that's all ready to go. Cards are pulled. Excuse me. I'm seeing a bit of a mixed bag. The first card that I drew for you is Strength. And Strength represents stability. So this is your first card for tomorrow, for all 12 signs of the Zodiac for tomorrow, June the 13th, 2016. So patience in the face of conflict, standing your ground rather than being overwhelmed. What opposes you is lower than you. Your confidence can be shaken if somebody else is projecting their emotions onto you. Have compassion, but stand your ground. Another meaning is literal strength or return of vitality. The advice: stand firm. Take the higher ground to some degree. And you have the energy and the power to withstand whatever's coming at you. And the key words for this: to stand your ground, to be courageous, to take risks, and vitality. So that's the first card. We'll come back and I'll fit them all back together here. We'll do a little more in-depth and we'll see what Spirit Guides and Masters of the Universe have to say about all of this. The middle card, your second card, is the Ten of Swords, indicative of endings. It stands for endings. It is the final number card in the 78 card tarot deck. It sums up endings, usually involving some degree of drama. So there's some degree of drama. This is something highly personal to you, okay? This can be shock or relief. It is what it is. It cannot grow. However unwanted this card is, whenever it arrives in a reading, it does tell the truth and helps you see what needs to be released. The advice of this card is to walk away, let go, focus on the present rather than dwell on the past. The key words are completion, release, drama, transformation, victimhood, truth, and shock. I want to touch on this card after a bit, and I have a reason for that. Almost a vindication for the cards in a kind of off-colored kind of way. Dark humor, maybe not even dark humor, it's dark whatever, energy. The last card that I pulled was the Fool, and it stands for New Beginning, and this will be the You card in the reading. This card will represent you who is viewing this video. Any sign of the Zodiac, because this is covering all 12. Some of this will resonate with some of you. Some of you will feel this was nailed right on, like I had 100%. Others will say, well, yeah, I picked up on some, and others will say, none of that reading meant anything to me. This is for tomorrow, Monday. So, new beginnings, the Fool. You are on the brink of a new path. A wonderful opportunity awaits. Follow your destiny in work and relationships. Be free to follow your dreams. Check fact from fantasy. Listen to your gut. Stay realistic. Reinvent yourself. There's a journey over land or sea. Advice: look before you leap. If you like what you see, dive in. Keywords are risk, innocence, departure, new pathway, distance, starting over. So those are the three cards of the reading. Okay, so I'm going to go right to my significator card because I like to fit it in as we're going along. And the significator card that came up was the Five of Swords, and it was in reverse. Upside down, see. And I'm sorry the colors don't come through. These cards are fairly colorful and vibrant. They're beautiful. The artwork is amazing. The lighting on the cards is like the lighting on my face. It doesn't show the wrinkles. Anyway, that's that. Let me bring it up for you in the book. I read the literal meaning for that. And the Five of Swords, reversed. Okay, hold on. Okay, you know what? You got lucky. There's no reverse on this card. Alright, we can just set that right there. That's no, yes there is. Oh goodness. Alright. Normally they're situated in two little paragraphs and separated. There isn't. This is all one paragraph. The Five of Swords. This card generally appears to indicate that we are in for some disappointment or loss. The reversed Five of Swords represents a lesser chance of defeat or an empty victory. Empty victory, there are no winners. So I'm already starting to feel the heat. I call it feeling the heat. Overwhelming feelings of disappointment for some of you tomorrow. Spirit Guide is pushing me to say that. Some of you will need to stand your ground and then walk away. Have your say, stand your ground, and walk away. Because the card is reversed, there's a lesser chance of defeat. But sometimes we can be right when we want to be wrong. That's how I would describe the empty victory part of it. Lesser chance of defeat, but an empty victory. Means there's really no winners here. That's sad when that happens. This is a highly emotionally charged reading, I can tell you that right now, because I'm feeling it. There's the empath in me. I'm picking up on the vibrations. For a small handful of you that just happen to be watching this video this evening, for some of you, this is meant directly for you. Maybe only 5 of you. We all go through periods and stages in our life. Do I believe that we have a destiny? I do. Do I believe we can change our destiny? Yep, I do. Do I believe in karma? Yes. I've seen too many inexplicable things to fit into logical thought that was acceptable. Do not believe that we have things outside of ourselves, energies, vibrations, spirits, dimensions, that because we're in a physical form, we can't touch, we can't taste. It's like, almost like when the wind blows, you feel it. You feel it. Can you reach out and touch it and grab hold of it? No. Doesn't mean it's not there. When you see the sun, and you feel the heat from the sun. It's the same thing. It's like rain running through your fingers. It's like standing out in a downpour and saying, I'm not going to get wet, and you come back soaked. You can say what you want, is what I'm saying. There's so much that goes on around us, and it isn't always pleasant. But these are things that maybe some of us were meant to go through. Some choices that we made in the past have brought us to this point, this pivotal point in our lives. This is a heavy reading, highly charged, highly emotional, highly life-changing for some of you. Very, very 5, maybe 5. That's the feeling and the number that keeps coming up. A handful, the spirits say. There's a handful that need to hear this message this evening for tomorrow, Monday, June the 13th, 2016. Empty defeat or empty victory. And there are times when, for myself personally, I'll see something, feel something about somebody or situation, and I'll just know. I'll just know in here. I get that weight. When I'm receiving messages, that's when I'm doing the cards, there's a weight that comes over me in here. And it gets heavy. And it doesn't go away and get light again until I start doing this. Right here. The word flowing. And I can never stop until all messages have been wrung dry from the cards and there's nothing left to say. That's why some of these videos run into 30 minutes. I can't help it. And then I'll stop and do things like this and try to explain why, and that wastes a couple minutes right there, and I'm sorry for that. For this reading for tomorrow, some of you are going to find yourselves starting over. And Monday is going to be the beginning of a brand new week, literally in more ways than one. Oh, Mondays. If I could banish a day of the week, it would be Mondays. I don't like Mondays. There's a song, I don't like Monday. Yeah, there's a song written about it, so I'm not alone in my thoughts on what Sunday is. Strength, stability, patience in the face of conflict, standing your ground rather than being overwhelmed. What opposes you is lower than you are. Some people will fight with words, okay? It comes out of them. Other people want to fight with the fist and become violent. Those people, the second group, the violent ones, are the knuckle draggers. All right? They're like apes. Even apes are only going to fight when they have to. But some people want to be physically intimidating. I'm not saying you're going to have somebody threaten to hit you tomorrow. Don't think that. This is all verbal, okay? But people try to intimidate when they're in a stance or a standoff or an argument. You usually get one side that's more laid back and more self-controlled, and the other side is just, you feel this teetering that if you just looked at them the wrong way or said the wrong thing, that they'd be all over you literally in a second. Those people are the knuckle draggers. It's almost like an instinct in them that has followed them from the day of caveman days, and everything is handled that way. Anything that is unpleasurable ends up getting handled in a very primitive way. Okay? Those, as the card said, what opposes you is lower than you are. That's beneath you. You're smarter than that. You could win this, whatever this is, a battle of wits. Because you have the means to stay calm, collected. You have your self-respect and confidence and pride. You will not lower yourself down to what opposes you. You're not going to come down to their level. They're never going to make it up to yours. Okay, that's just something that's going on there. They're never going to, even if they tried, come up to your level. Do not lower yourself. Stand your ground. Even if they intimidate you and they frighten you, you need to stand your ground. At the end of the day, we are all on the same level, the same playing field. We're all standing level. This card can also represent, for somebody that's been having some physical ailments, and you're getting better. You're healing. And you can only go up from here. For some of you, you can only go up from here. And this has been, I'm feeling somebody, we're talking, maybe someone that's broken their back. You've been in a wheelchair for 18 months. And you're just waiting for the day you can actually stand up out of that chair. And you can see that this is possible, that you can walk again. Or this could be somebody battling a disease, MS, cancer, blood disease, liver disease, kidney disease, heart disease, lung disease, brain tumors. Somebody that has been seriously ill for a long time. And some of you, it's maybe not even serious, like life-threatening, but it's impacted you for a long time. It's had an impact on you and has held your life up and held you back. You people, and I don't mean that rudely, you people, I just mean all of you, that this would apply to, you're finding yourself with hope again, in victory, and you're on the way back. You're coming back, and it's slow. It's a very long, tall, mountainous climb. And nobody knows what you've gone through but you. Nobody. And you're coming back. And you already know what's ahead of you. But you've been given the green flag that you're actually getting better. And that's just awesome. That's just wonderful. That means you're still meant to be here, and you still have some living to do, and you still have some impact to leave in this world and in this life. Because life isn't done with you yet. You're still needed here, or you wouldn't be here. So that's a wonderful thing for some of you. All right? And the Ten of Swords, endings. And isn't it inevitable that some things have to come? Hey, sometimes things like that come to an end on both levels that I mentioned in this card. Standing your ground with somebody. The empty victory. The situation is over, but who walks away feeling better? Absolutely nobody does. But you win. And part of you wishes it doesn't have to be that way. And then you have the people gaining their health back, starting over. Something that's held them back for so very long, and they're starting over again. And these are beginners. Got our hair here. There we go. And this is the last number of the card, of all the cards, the number 10 in the Sword Sea. Usually involving some degree of drama. And this can be of shock or relief. It is what it is. It cannot grow. And it's never. However unwanted this card is, it's here to show you the truth and what needs to be released and what you need to get rid of. The advice to walk away, to let go. In saying that, if you're leaving a relationship, I know somebody that's contemplating this. It almost seems like this reading is revolving around them. And the shock, I didn't see this coming. And the card's going, well, I'm here to tell you it is. And it did. And it's coming. There's no, it's overwhelming. It's gut-wrenching and overwhelming when we think our lives are a certain way. And there's somebody there to say, no, it isn't. You don't know your life at all. Because you didn't even see this coming. How in touch are you? You beat yourself up about it. How in touch am I to not have seen this coming? How trusting was I? Should I hate myself for trusting the situation? I thought this was my life, and now I'm being told it isn't. Never hate yourself. Never hate yourself because you trusted somebody. Never. That's not your fault. When you trust someone, there's a mutual and sometimes an unspoken agreement to trust each other and never hurt each other and stab each other in the back, to be the safe haven for the other person. It's an unspoken rule. That's just how it is. And then you find out you were alone in that. You trusted so much and you were alone in that. That other person wasn't even in that with you. They just told you what you wanted to hear or what they thought you needed to hear. That's not your fault. Don't stop trusting every human on the earth because this has happened to you maybe twice, 3 times, 4. You know what? It's going to always happen. There's always going to be somebody. We have to put out self-preservation. Yes, we have to almost put up a chain link fence around ourselves so that we can still see and communicate, but nobody can touch. Nobody can touch. We do go there in our head when we're going through broken hearts. And you think you know somebody, but at the end of the day, we're born alone and we die alone. You should always... Oh, I don't want to get pessimistic and negative with this card. Even no matter what the spirit guides are saying, I really don't want to. I don't want to go with what I should be saying, and what purpose does it serve? I don't know if anybody takes anything away from these videos and from the cards, but I'll tell you this: the cards, they're never wrong. I've had this proven to me in the last 24 hours, how the cards are never wrong. I did a private reading and it just didn't make any sense to me, and I kept trying to mentally, physically, humanly sway the reading to go off in another direction because I didn't like what I was seeing in the cards. I didn't like what they were saying, and I thought the cards have to be wrong. They have to be. And it only took a week. The cards were not wrong. It spooked me. It spooked me. There's a new level of respect for the unknown from me now. There really is. You need to focus on the present no matter what it is you're going through or about to go through or have gone through. Do not dwell on the past. Look over your shoulder to see that the past is truly done and gone. Face that as fast as you can so that There's nothing holding you. Nothing that's like that elastic band around your waist and keeps pulling you back. Cut it. Cut the band. Look at it, find the band, take the scissors, cut the band so that you're free from it and you just move forward. There's nothing else that keeps yanking you back. Let it go. Leave yourself open to possibilities. Use your logic and your intelligence when you're dealing with other human beings or situations, anything you find yourself in that's going to impact your life in an overwhelming way, like meeting somebody and getting seriously involved. It could be getting a new job or moving up in your job. Anything, things like this just impact family, relationships, friends, all these little things, they're not little things, come into your life and they impact your life in a big way if they go wrong. If they go wrong. What are the odds that everything or something or one thing or whatever's important to you, what are the odds it's going to go wrong? The odds are there. It's a chance we take. Risk. The card says risk. It's a risk we take. At the end of the day, we're responsible for our own hearts, but don't hate yourself for trusting. And then the Fool stands for new beginnings. New beginnings. We're on the brink of a new path. You are on the brink of a new path, and wonderful opportunity awaits. Follow your destiny in work and relationships. Before you follow your dreams, check out fact from fantasy. Listen to your gut. Stay realistic. Reinvent yourself. There is a journey over land or sea. The advice is to look before you leap. If you like what you see, then dive in. Keywords are risks, innocence, departure, new pathway, destination, starting over. They all are telling you somebody this is meant for out there. There's like 5 of you, but that's what the guys have said. There's a good 5. And there they all are. And then to end it all up, we've got this. The instigator. The significator, the instigator. Yeah, maybe so. It's not the best card. These cards all tell a story. You're telling a story. And after the experience I've had this, and this is not the first time that I've run into where the cards actually spooked me. Not frightened, just this knowing that there's this power within the card. I meant to tell you this. I'm feeling it in here, okay? There's that pressure and that weight on my chest, and I meant to tell you this is meant for somebody out there. Whatever is being shown in the cards, it's going to fit you literally. All right? You can come back and review this because I don't take my videos down. They stay where they are until YouTube takes them down. If they ever do, I don't know. But you can come back and review this. And this is for June 13th, 2016. This is meant for somebody. Some of you are springing back. And that's a wonderful thing. I'm feeling that strongly. Some of you, health-wise, even mentally ill people. This applies for anybody where any part of their psyche and their physical being has been under stress of some kind. You're coming back, and you know it. You've been given the green light. And even if nobody gave you the green light, you've known it for a while now in yourself. This confirms it. All right? This confirms you're on your way back. I'm feeling that very, very strongly. You're going to heal in your heart, in your head, physically, spiritually, anywhere where there's any weak spots that makes up who you are that's been damaged somehow through illness or through other people, through heartbreak. You're coming back. The sun is going to shine on you again. You're going to smile. You're going to see progress. You're not going to be sliding backwards. You're going to see progress. Any challenges that lay in your way, because nobody likes the word challenge, but when you think about it, anything you've completed and started and finished in your life, the things that had the more challenges thrown in front of you, which you can laugh about now, but not at the time, those were the things that made the lessons you retrieved from those things much richer. They are the things that made those situations, that gave the situation meat. is what I like to call it. Made it worth something and made it vital and made it important and made it embedded itself in your heart and in your head. Moments you'll never forget, and you can honestly stop and say after the fact, if this hadn't happened, if that bad thing hadn't happened, oh my goodness, if that horrible thing hadn't come our way or gotten in the way, you know what? You wouldn't have ended up where you find yourself in the winner's seat. But remember, there's empty victories. Those are the worst kind because nobody's a winner. Please remember that when you're dealing with other people tomorrow. That the defeat may be less to you, but there's empty victories, and that's sad. That's a bad, bad feeling. Yeah, you may have won, but what did you really win? There's no winners. Both people walk away feeling sad, down, angry, dejected, rejected, and it's the way it goes. But fair is fair, right? Isn't that right? Fair is fair. Most of you are fair people. Most people are fair. They're not hard to reach. But again, don't be intimidated by anybody. Stand your ground and be firm because you know right from wrong. Right from wrong. And, ladies and gentlemen, we're running into 31 minutes. The clock just turned 31. And I don't, again tonight, I feel like I've just started this reading and now we're into 30 minutes and I tried not to do that. But on the other hand, if I stop these readings any shorter than they are, the problem with me is it doesn't sit well because, as I said, I try to literally ring, it's not literal, but I try to ring the meanings and the messages that are coming forward from the universe and from spirit. And when this gets lightened up and I can go, oh, then I know that I've said all there is to say. That's why I can't. And if I cut them any shorter, I'm not conveying the full message to you. I know some of you don't have time for this, and I understand that, and that's all right. But you can go back anytime, right? And you can view it then. Anyways, I'm going to stop for here. As I said, thank you for coming to Bay of Fundy Fortunes. I hope you enjoy your time here. I hope the channel improves, and I hope the numbers grow. And I hope, for some of you, that the cards have brought forth some logic, common sense, and some, most important, guidance. And on saying that, I'll take my departure and not hold you as a captive audience any longer. I'm joking. From my heart to yours, I wish you the best Monday tomorrow. I wish you the best life. Lots of love and light coming your way. Good night, everybody.